Practical applications of reality creation, session 5, February 10, 2022. Everyone just take a breath. Everyone just breathe. And I'm going to summarize the preamble to tonight's lesson because it didn't occur to me until after all of that went on that it was actually the preamble to what was on our lesson plan for tonight. The summary of the preamble that we've just discussed, and I'm going to mute everyone. The summary to the preamble that we just discussed, and its summary is as follows. There is a force and there is a source that is present, palpable, and powerful. No matter what you call that force, no matter what you call the source, it is prevalent, palpable, and powerful. You can consciously use it to your advantage, for it is there at your behest. You can consciously use it to your advantage, for it is there at your behest. Because the will of God is your good. And so God, in its most present, powerful, and palpable form, is there for you. Now, this may seem a little esoteric or even radical to certain layers and levels of your consciousness, because so much of your consciousness is based on the idea that there is this force outside of you that is against you, that there are these forces that seem to conspire to make things difficult for you. And what they want to know, they want you to know right now, is that the power of God within and around you that is powerful, palpable, and present is much greater at this point than any power that would withhold your good. They're showing me the cover of that book that I like, actually, the cover of a book called The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. And they're telling me that both on the earth plane in general and in our lives collectively, as the energy that we've collectively created together in these classes, workshops, and in this community, that energy has reached a tipping point where there is more of an awareness, acknowledgement, utilization, and experience of the source and force for good that has overshadowed, moving past the tipping point, our belief or the power that we have given to the false idea that there is something outside of us determining our good. Now, what they're talking about here is that this may have already shown up to various degrees in your life, or you may still be waiting for it to show up to a larger degree in your life. But that doesn't mean that it is not there. It is present, it is powerful, it is palpable. And even if it is yet to make itself tangible to the fullest degree, that power, that source, and that force making itself tangible is inevitable, is this source and this force is more prevalent, more present, and more powerful than ever before. And it is at our behest. And they want us to just know that. And the other thing they're wanting to say, and they've been trying to say this for about 2 minutes, is the attention that we give to our obstacles and our past and the seeming difficulties, they want us to give that attention over to God, to our progress, to our successes. And the reason they want us to shift our focus is not because they want us to be in denial, but they want us to use what is available. Now, what they're saying here, and this is an old theme, but they want to reiterate it. What they're saying here, and the reason they want us to shift our focus, is because the energy has shifted. What we are still experiencing is the lagging effect of old energy. The lagging effect of old energy. And they've used this analogy before, but when we see a star twinkle, that emanation of light that we see as a twinkling star, that twinkle actually happened billions of years ago. It just took billions of light years for that twinkle to get to us so that we could see it. And when you think of that, what we experience now in terms of our energy is energy that congealed, energy that crystallized before the voluminous amount of grace that we have experienced in this lifetime. And they want to they're just talking tonight? And they want to drill down into that a little bit more. Well, how could this lifetime be the crystallization of volumes of energy from prior lifetimes? And the reason that energy from this lifetime can be a crystallization of volumes of energy of the prior lifetime is because when we planned this life with our guides, with our teachers, with our compatriots in this life, when we kind of, using a Super Bowl analogy, when we went into a huddle before life and we figured out our game plan, and we handed everybody who would be significant in our lives, when we handed them the scripts they were supposed to read from in order for us to grow and to heal. Well, when we did that with the awareness that we were coming to Earth at this specific time, because at this specific time, there was enough energy finally, once again, to heal all of that. And that's why we brought such an amalgamation of energy to the earth plane to heal in this lifetime, which is also why sometimes this lifetime may seem more challenging. But they want us to, I don't want to say move past that, because I don't want to diminish the challenges that we have faced, nor do I want to diminish the challenges that we are currently facing, but they want you to know that the energy that is here is the energy that easily moves us through these challenges. For these challenges, they're using the word vestigial, like they're the vestiges of our trail of lives before this and our amalgamated experience on the earth that we come to heal. And that the energy is now great enough to overcome that. So they would keep wanting to use the disclaimer, we need not be in denial, but we need not empower anymore. Our challenges are stories. Yes, invoke the light of God. Yes, invite the light of God. Yes, pray the light of God. Yes, pray healing. Yes, pray deliverance, but pray with a knowing that you've already been delivered. Pray with a knowing that you've already overcome. Pray with your eyes on God and not on your problems, challenges, or issues. Let me say that again. Pray with your eyes on God and not on your problems, challenges, or issues. And let me say what the heck they mean by that. Praying with your eyes on God, I guess I got to teach this and preach this, but praying with your eyes on God has to do with praying with God's capabilities, praying with an awareness of what God has already done and what God is capable of doing, praying with an awareness of God's truth, and not praying into your problems or issues or challenges. It is very easy because they seem so prevalent to our human body and ego. Our problems, challenges, and issues seem so prevalent to our human bodies and ego. They seem sometimes more present or prevalent than the power of God that is with us always. And that's why we are guided at this point, as we have reached a tipping point, to pray the power of God and give that the attention. Not in denial of our current issues, but let our current issues be secondary in our attention to the power we give to God that has already healed them. Now, this may be challenging for some of us who are in the midst of this. This may be challenging for some of us who are in the midst of severe human challenge. So I'm going to ask them what they have to say about that, because part of me is wanting to know, what do you have to say about that? And what they're showing me is a water hose, a water cannon. That the power of God is so present, powerful, and palpable now that we can train it on those challenges, problems, and issues like a water cannon. Because when you aim a water cannon on something and put it on full force, that something must move. That something must move. So they're suggesting that we use the present, powerful, and palpable energy of God like a water cannon on those challenges and issues. And that's what they're talking about as a preamble to what we're doing tonight. Because when I outlined this tonight, the objective of this class was to handle what we could and give God the rest. And to discern, what can I handle and what's in God's wheelhouse? And so the precursor to this is, or the preamble to this, is very apropos to that. What we can handle as what we must do or be on the human earth plane at any time. God can't make the call for us. We have to pick up the phone and make the call. God can't write the email for us. We have to turn on the computer and write the email. But what God can do is create a path for that call to get to where it needs to go. What God can do is to create the inspiration to send the email. And what God can do is to heal our hesitation that comes up in the form of silent saboteurs saying no when God is saying yes. And so we have to be in a position to discern that. What do we give over to God and what do we do? Now, this is very important as and this is why they wanted to talk in the beginning about God being very present. Because for such a long time, we have believed that we have to do it all. Everybody knows the song that we use is a processional. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know I had the right to ask for help. Well, that has been how we've operated for so much of our lives because we've believed ourselves to be abandoned by God, alone, powerless, and that we had to fend for ourselves. But what they wanted to really emphasize in the preamble is that we are not alone. There is a source and a force for you. You don't have to fend for yourself. You do what you can and God will do the rest. And they want us to treat this reality creation almost like a game in that we don't have to get serious, bollocksed, or all caught up in it. At the risk of sounding cavalier, treat it somewhat casually like a game. I'm going to play creation today, like sometimes we play free cell on the phone, or what's the new one, Wordle? All the Pileskis, they're all playing Wordle now. And I'm on the group chain thing for the Pileski family. And every 30 seconds, somebody's saying, I got it in 5 tries. Did you get today's Wordle? Well, let's play creation like we play Wordle. Is it Wordle or is it Wordy? You're muted, so you can't tell me.
Wordle.
Wordle, thank you. Let's play creation like we play Wordle. We don't have to be as serious about it. We can treat it like a wondrous game. Because it truly is a wondrous game when we realize our survival is not at risk, that we are eternal beings. And they want to do a healing now because they want to do a healing on the part of us that lags in the human experience. Okay? So let's do a meditation now. Everyone just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. And remember, and realize, and recognize there is a power, a presence, a source, and a force that is powerful, present, and palpable now and always. There is a power, a presence, a force, and a source that is present, powerful, and palpable now and always. It is at your behest, for you are vessels for its light. It is at your behest, for you are vessels for its light. It is at your behest, for you are vessels for its light. So allow this palpable, powerful, present power to flow to you and through you right now. Allow this palpable, powerful, present energy to flow to you and through you right now. And breathe it in and breathe it in. And with your mind, allow this power to be directed to the most challenging aspect of your human experience right now. There is no need to go into the wheres, the wherefores, the why hows, the origins, the stories, the explanations. Go to the outer effect, the experience in your outer world. That is most challenging for you right now. And direct this light to the experience. This may seem radical to you because you have been trained to work with the root cause and all of the manifestations of the root cause. But you are at a point where you are quite adept at working with the root cause. So by default, when you work with the outer effect, it works also with the root cause in the same way that when you water a plant on the surface, by default, you water its roots. So take a moment right now and direct this powerful, present, palpable energy to what you believe your most pressing problem to be. What is the most pressing problem in your life? That keeps you from creating the reality that you desire. And allow the light to shine upon whatever comes up for you now. Allow the light to shine on what comes up for you now. Allow the light in all its volume and power and presence to shine on this. And allow the light to lift this from you now. Allow the light to lift this from you now. And now, as you choose, you may repeat the following. God, I am a vessel for your light. God, I am a vessel for your love. Pour yourself into me now. Pour yourself into me now. Wash away that within me and that outside of me that would thwart the creation of your will for me. Wash away that within me and wash away that outside of me that would thwart the creation of your will for me. Wash away that within me and wash away that outside of me that would thwart the creation of your will for me. And it is done, thank you, God. And it is done, thank you, God. And it is done, thank you, God. And breathe and revel in this healing, this transformation. And when you're ready, come on back. And when you're ready, come on back. And when you're ready, come on back. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Open your eyes. Everybody with us. Everybody with us.
Hello.
Something you'd like to add or share about that experience?
That was
Absolutely.
Rose.